Migrants built this city from Mozambique and Zimbabwe, miners who worked here, who created much of the wealth of the city we live in. And now we're trying to blame them for all of these ills, when in fact, if we start looking at the factual information about joblessness, there's no statistical evidence, there's no evidence that suggests that foreign nationals are taking away many jobs. What we have is we have a macroeconomic policy that basically privileges corporate capital and big investments and doesn't support small-scale township economies. So if, for example, you even kick out all the spaza shop owners tomorrow and say all the foreign nationals are owned and every single South African citizen, would those small-scale businesses survive because of our own policies? No. You ask a South African spaza shop owner, they're facing exactly the same problems. So instead of making this an immigration foreign citizen issue, we should make it a governance issue, a policy issue, and politicians have a lot to answer for, because that's where people are protesting. Water, electricity, education, health, housing. Those can't be blamed on foreign nationals, who make up, by the way, less than 4% of our population. Let's mention, for example, the economic impact that shows, our own statistics, South Africa show, that each immigrant that is having a business here employs at least 3 to 4 people, contributes taxes. Nobody ever talks about that. We never talk about the dysfunctionality of home affairs in terms of its documentation crisis, where most people who are deemed, quote, illegal are simply without documentation. We don't talk about the 4 million South African citizens who are undocumented, who have to wait years for their documentation. What about them? What about, it's a documentation crisis. It's a systemic crisis. And what we're saying is, we recognize, I wonder why, for example, there was no mention of the Copenhagen African Xenophobia March, which happened 2 weeks ago in this very city, with hundreds and hundreds of people with exactly the different kind of message. We don't talk about these things. So we're creating a very similar kind of thing to the United States, which is this anger that is then directed towards those who, by the way, built this city that we're very much in. Migrants built this city from Mozambique and Zimbabwe, miners who worked here.
There's a big story that has been happening in South Africa over xenophobia in the country. In fact, it is reported that at least 130 Nigerians are evacuating or have registered to evacuate from South Africa to Nigeria over security concerns. Tensions have been rising in Durban and KwaZulu-Natal over this particular issue. Last week, there were anti-migrant protests in Pretoria and Johannesburg. But let's define xenophobia. Xenophobia comes from 2 Greek words, xenos, which means strange or foreign, and phobos, which means fear. The actual definition is fear or dislike of something that is strange or foreign, fear or dislike of people from other countries or cultures that often leads to discrimination. Nigeria has actually summoned South Africa's acting high commissioner over this particular issue. Ghana also held talks with South Africa's acting high commissioner in Accra to protest the alleged xenophobic attacks to its nationals. So it's not the first time that xenophobia is actually happening in South Africa. We saw it in 2008, 2015, 2019, and right now it's back in the news again. So why is this happening in the first place? You see, South Africans are saying that there is illegal migrants in the country who allegedly are linked to crimes like drug trafficking. Also in South Africa, there's a lot of economic frustrations, and there's also a perception that some of these migrants are actually coming to compete with the same resources as South Africa has with the locals. South Africa is said to have over 2.4 million documented migrants in the country. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has condemned the attacks, but also is asking the foreigners to respect the local laws. So on one hand, the South Africans are saying there's illegal immigration, the borders are open, and there are not enough opportunities even for the local South Africans. But for the foreigners, it's another land for opportunities. What are your thoughts on this issue? Please share with me your thoughts in the comment section below.
I must share with you, comrade. We are all aware. He is of the view that we must conduct a transparent visa and documentation audit with a clear verification period and followed by the enforcement of law against undocumented foreign nationals with no skills in our country who must be assisted to go back to their respective countries. We also firmly believe that the genuine refugees within our country must be given full protection because they are legally in South Africa.
In South Africa, the immigrants is demanding welfare. Yeah, the refugees, all the people that's foreign is saying that the government owes them some type of payment. They don't want to work, they just want to get paid. Check this out.
We need a green ID. Yes. At first, first we applied through status, 4 years one. But eventually they are telling us we need a green ID. At this time, we are asking the government at this minute. You can imagine, like mine, it was discontinued for the last 7 months. At this minute, where will I get a green ID? It's a procedure. It will take some time. We have children. We are refugees. We don't earn a lot. We have kids going to school. We have others going to university. We don't have much. So we feel the government must do something. We started with status 4-year one at first. We don't know why they're changing it to green ID. I don't know whether it's coming from heaven or wherever, but we feel it is a short notice to be told this kind of thing. So we feel we should be assisted. The government must hear our plea. The government must hear our problem. These are mothers. The whole day we left our family. We are fasting. We are supposed to cook for our families, but we are here. So we're kindly asking the government to intervene because most of us are suffering. Most of us are not working. Please do something and help us. Thank you.
Why is it that they're always a victim in somebody else's country? Remember, y'all, when they did that march on Selma, the Somalis? Where's the march on Somalia at? They're not marching in Somalia demanding rights, right, from their government. They're not standing up to their government. But like in this case, they're standing up to this government, South African government, demanding that the government give them some type of payment. Yeah, their cachet is considered grants, right? In America, it's cachet, welfare cachet, but out there in South Africa is grants. She's saying we're not going to work. We need our money from the South African government, and we need it now. Like, why they not doing this in Somalia? Not just Somalia, but all those other immigrants that go to these countries. When these Africans migrate to different countries, all of a sudden they're the victim. Now they're marching and putting pressure on a foreign government, right? They never apply the same pressure to the governments in their homelands. But like in this case, the audacity and the entitlement, and to my understanding, the green ID is specifically for South African residents. So the reason why she's not getting payment is because there's something wrong with her paperwork. Her paperwork is just not lining up, or she just doesn't qualify for these grants. But yet she stated that we're not going to work. We waiting for these payments. She said that. So yeah, it's wild, the entitlement. Only if they had that energy for their own country, their own homelands, to put that pressure on their government to make a change in their country so they're not running off.
I was shocked to hear this news. I was very shocked to hear this news. I wake up this morning to the news that Botswana has cut off electricity to South Africa and closed their border and declared states of emergency due to the xenophobic attack on their citizens. Is it not this same South Africa that has been calling on other immigrants to go and visit their country? Is it not this same South Africa? Is it not this same South Africa that has been calling on other citizens to go and visit their country? I thought they own everything. Seriously, I thought South Africa owns everything. That's why they are calling on other immigrants to go and visit their homes. I thought they own everything. I seriously thought. When the thing started happening, I was not paying close attention to it until I heard this stupid girl talk. This stupid one. When I heard her talking, I was questioning her education level because of how he communicates. It irritates me a lot. She did not know how to communicate. She communicates based on sentiments. She don't know how to communicate. I was even questioning her education. Did these people go to school? Did they even read at all? I was questioning that. How he speaks, I don't know whether he thinks that her accent was like British and or Americans. I don't know what he said herself. I don't know. This girl irritates me a lot. When I heard her on my F-Wap, I just wipe off because I don't want to listen to her. She irritates me a lot. South Africa, Botswana was cutting electricity to South Africa. That's shame, man. Seriously shame.
Give this man a belt. I don't know where he's from, but the title of his video is "Are South Africans Xenophobic?" And then he goes on to explain it very well, right? Something I've never actually thought of. The people that are complaining about South Africa being xenophobic in their countries are ungovernable. But proper banana republics. So when they see South Africans fighting for law enforcement, when they see South Africa fighting for things like services, they are not used to these things. They are not used to it. So to them, they are scared. According to them, what we should be doing instead is running to outside other countries, running everywhere else, leave our government because they are failing us because of the 60% unemployment. That is what they are expecting from us. He's like, when they see people clean the streets and stuff, it's like an attack to them. Because when you go to Lagos, when you go to their cities, they look like dumpsters. And if anyone is seen cleaning there, they're an outsider, definitely, because that is the type of place they are used to.
Now you stand by the thing. Now you all allow our people. Now you stand by the thing. We love our country. We love Nigerians. We stand for Nigeria. This is a useless flag. We love our country. We love Nigeria. We stand for Nigeria and we will speak up for our people. Stop killing our people. Stop brutalizing our people. Stop maltreating our people. Our people did nothing wrong to you guys. Leave our people alone. Leave Nigerians alone. Leave Nigerians alone. Stop killing our men. South Africans. Stop killing our men. South Africa. Stop killing our men. Stop killing our people. South Africa. We stand for Nigeria. We love our people. Stop killing our men. Stop killing our men. Stop killing our men. Stop brutalizing our men. Stop brutalizing our men. Stop brutalizing our men.